The support recently has been unreal here on the Top 5 Gaming channel, so we think it's about time we gave back to the community and showcased some of your game modes. Ever since they added in the ability to have your own private servers, the creative community has been hard at work and more motivated than ever before to create all kinds of crazy maps that you guys can play yourselves by using the codes in the description below. Yes, that's right, we've included all of the different server codes for each of these different game modes in the description below, and we here at Top 5 Gaming thought it would be a great time to showcase the top 5 amazing Fortnite game modes that you need to try. Anyways, smash like if you have not already for meme review. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so if you're new to the channel. Use code T5G to get the brand new hot pink weapon and vehicle wraps in Fortnite, and let's get into it. Number 5. Flappy Bird. Fortnite's creative mode has opened up a whole new world of possibilities, and we've seen a lot of different and amazing game modes because of it. Considering it hasn't actually been out that long, it's crazy to think how many people have come up with their own unique game mode. One style of building in particular always wins over the community, and that's recreation buildings. Taking a real-life map or game and bringing it to life within something like Fortnite, a completely different universe. It always gives the player a sense of nostalgia from their own experiences. The more popular it is, the more popular the recreation tends to be. If it's done well, that is. Sometimes it just goes terribly wrong. One game in particular most people watching will know about is Flappy Bird, a simple yet strangely addictive mobile game. It showed up in May of 2013 and blew up soon after. In the game, you're just a little bird that's got to navigate through openings in the green pipes and get as far as possible, but it's a lot harder than it seems with its basic up and down jump-like mechanic. More recently though, map builder Dolphin Dom has recreated this in Fortnite. The whole system uses balloons. You have to make your way up and down, left and right, all the while using balloons while also avoiding getting too close to any edges. With the added decoration of those green pipes, it's instantly recognizable as the Flappy Bird game. Just as difficult as the real game, this version of Fortnite creative is also just as hard. Not many people have had real practice with the balloons, as it's not exactly or ever will be some form of meta, which will make this map just as difficult for those pros out there. Number 4. Cizzors Death Run courses. Cizzors has been a key influencer when it comes to Fortnite's creative mode and has brought a lot of perspective and positive attention to this side of Fortnite. I wouldn't be surprised if Fortnite had at least a 20% increase of people playing Fortnite creative purely because of Cizzors' cash prize death runs. I mean, who could blame them though? It's a great way to warm up your movement if it's first thing getting on to play, and if you think you're pretty good at Fortnite parkour, you could even go for the time record and get some nice cash. And a crazy shout out that, as we saw from his first competition, got the winner over 120,000 subscribers in a matter of days. So far, Cizzors has created a few different courses. His first course was an insanely difficult parkour death run. Traps were on pretty much every floor, and you had to clear some insanely big gaps that on occasion seemed like the furthest possible leaps in the game. To finish it all off, you had to grapple hook your way to the final endpoint, not missing a single shot, otherwise you'd run out of ammo and have to restart. The final winner for this death run was Suzu, who got $1,500, a ton of merch, and a shout out that could set him up for life. Cizzors' second death run was a bit of a change of pace. Even though it was still heavily extreme parkour based, it also added in a few bounce pad and impulse stages. The trap stages were now even more difficult, going on for what seemed like forever until you would finally see the clearing ahead while trying to out-dodge a million spikes. It was pretty hectic, but once you got it down, it was a lot of fun. The winner of this was claimed by Hotspot at 6 minutes and 12 seconds. And if you want a big change of pace though, then you can always try out his maze escape. This is like a massive problem-solving maze escape type castle that for some will simply never escape. The entire castle has multiple fake exits and death traps on every stage through 1 to 7. 1 to 6 aren't even that bad, but stage 7 is the one that gets a lot of people. Let us know if you managed to escape this castle, because I know for a fact I would not make it past stage 7. Number 3. Fortnites Stop Go. Do you ever remember playing some classic kids games at school in the playground? Every school in every country has its own games, but one game a lot of schools all have probably played in one form or another is the Stop and Go minigame. One person would stand with their back to everyone else with a big gap to clear in between. This person would then have to tell everyone to go while his back is turned, but at any moment he can shout stop, turn around, and if he sees anyone moving, they're out. With the recent snowmen grenade-like devices that were introduced to Fortnite, that game mode has now been made possible and more fun with the added ability to build your own environment. This creative map was built by map builder Lord Spink and is one of his most detailed builds to date. It's an entire teddy bear village that you'll have to sneak through. In this stop and go version, the hunter has an RPG and a deagle. Now, the RPG won't damage anyone, but it will destroy any fake snowmen, showing the player and allowing the hunter to finish them with the deagle. Now, you only get one piece of ammo for each weapon, so when you go to get more ammo behind you, shout go, quickly run, and grab your next bullet and RPG. Then as you hit the stairs on your way back, shout stop. Now, if you don't see anyone moving, it's just a matter of remembering which snowmen were where. There's at least 100 to get them mixed up with. The snowmen can sneakily grab loot along the way, allowing them to kill the hunter if they make it to the end. And in at number 2, we've got Temple Run. Bringing it back to the old school mobile games, who can forget about Temple Run? This game was just as popular as any other big game at the time, and it was just a little mobile game. You sit down on the toilet for 2 minutes and get your phone out for a quick game on Temple Run, and next thing you know, it's 20 minutes later and you got a new record. True story, it was just one of those games that was just crazy addictive and was easy to play for anyone. It only got difficult the further you got, so even if you were pretty bad at games like this, you could still do decent in the beginning and have some fun with it. Once again, this real-life game has been recreated in Fortnite by map builder Dolphin Dom. I wonder if he played a lot of mobile games because these creations are bang on point. Now, in the real Temple Run, you usually have crazed killer monkeys chasing after you, which forces you to run. In Dolphin Dom's version, you throw a dynamite down the bottom of the starting area and get running. The dynamite blows up the only part of the entire course that was attached to something, so the whole course ends up self-demolishing and chasing behind you as it breaks. You'll have to duck, dip, dodge, jump, and weave through this entire Temple Run course and make it all the way out before the self-demolishing course catches up to you. And for those up for the challenge, this is definitely going to test your reflexes. On a lot of parkour maps, you usually have time to line up jumps, and on this one, you've got to pretty much straight run the whole thing or get caught. Honorable mention number 1 is Infected. This game mode is a classic for gamers of nearly all generations. Everyone loves a good game of Infected. One player starts off as the infected and has to attempt to eliminate other players in order to infect them and bring them onto their team. It's been in many games throughout the years, and YouTuber Sad Sigils brought it to life in Fortnite Creative using the recent Mythic Sword. Because of the sword, this specific map isn't actually playable anymore, but the idea of an infected game mode on Fortnite does sound amazing. Epic Games have spent a lot of time updating the creative side of Fortnite and introduced a lot of different mechanics to spawn pads. I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing some mass infected game mode maps appearing with the introduction of custom lobbies for those with a supported creator code. How would you guys and girls feel about trying to take down the top 5 gaming team as a horde of infected zombies on a creative map? As for honorable mention number 2, we've got Avalanche. This Avalanche map was recently featured on the Creative Hub Island on Fortnite Creative and was a massive hit for the community. The best part about it was the fact that it was one of the first major maps to involve moving objects. So far in Creative, there isn't really anything that actually falls or has any effect from gravity. Everything simply self-demolishes or floats in midair, which is great for the most part, but map builder KK Slider managed to figure out a method to automatically trigger vehicles to detach from their spawn pad using a mixture of spike traps and freeze traps. Using this, he created the amazing Avalanche, a slippery slope that you'll need to climb all the way up in order to escape, all while having golf carts and quad crashers flying down at you. It's really tricky figuring out how to get past some of the jumps, but then the vehicles can just fly out of nowhere, either destroying you outright or sending you flying down to the end to start all over again. We've seen game modes like this before in GTA, for one example, and until now, it wasn't really possible. Now that's some smart thinking with the vehicles. And in number 1, we've got Battle Bus Hide and Seek. Now, it doesn't matter where you're from, what country you've grown up in, everyone has most likely played hide and seek at some point in their lives. The game has been used by YouTubers in games all across the board as it's such an easy game mode to introduce. All you need is some form of a map, an environment, and you've got yourself a game. But obviously, this isn't just some ordinary hide and seek map. It's Battle Bus Hide and Seek. Map builder Lord Spink has recreated the Fortnite bus, but in a gigantic size. The whole thing is bigger than the block itself and was built during a small window in which you could build above the build limit. So it also has a massive hot air balloon to match. Head on inside and you can even find a bus driver. Make sure to thank him by smashing that like button for us. But the best part about this battle bus is that it was built based on a hide and seek map. So even though it may look like a really well-made battle bus, it also has secret tunnels and hiding holes everywhere. You can get into the balloon, the flames, the engine, and you can even get in the bus driver's head. If you check out below the battle bus, you can find the entire Fortnite Battle Royale island made out like a mini map with rifts and planes in normal spots so you can get up to the bus. If you feel like battling it out though, when you start the game, you'll spawn in a room full of nearly every weapon and item you might need. So you can play the map however you like. But that has been our list of the top 5 amazing Fortnite game modes that you need to try. Click that like button if you've enjoyed, or if you'll be playing any of these maps for yourself, subscribe to the channel if you're new for more stuff just like this, and let us know in the comments, do you guys want to see more community and creative type videos? We're gonna have to see a ton of support on these videos because, I don't know, like, I feel like these are really, really interesting and really, really cool, and a lot of people get to play these game modes for themselves, and they're a lot of fun, but typically these videos don't really do quite as well as the other ones. So let us know by showing us a ton of support on the video if you would like to see this continue. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, push notifications on, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.